happy. It's really great to see that decades of research have eventually led to something that really influences billions of people all over the world and currently really can play a role in fighting the coronavirus. Artificial intelligence based on deep neural networks and deep learning can help to fight the COVID-19 virus in many ways. The basic principle is very simple. Neural networks can learn to detect patterns in data from viruses, patients, others, and we can use those neural networks then to predict future consequences of possible actions. Neural networks can also learn to monitor single patients. For example, they can monitor your heart rate and they can track your biosignals, your breathing, your coughs. Neural networks can also analyze images, such as X-ray images of lungs or chests of patients, and they can diagnose pathologies. The typical drug discovery development pipeline takes too long. It takes at least 6 years for selecting maybe 5 out of 10,000 compounds, and it takes 7 years of clinical trials afterwards, where you then study just a few things that are very promising, and then it still takes 1 year or more of approval. And that's too long, especially at the times of the current pandemic. But one can speed this up by fast virtual screening. Use a large database, such as the Zinc database, which contains descriptions of maybe 1 billion molecules. And then pipes the data through a deep neural network called the SMILES LSTM, which also goes back to the University of Linz. And it suggested about 30,000 top-scoring molecules as inhibitors of SARS-CoV-2, of this virus. And then once you have this greatly reduced set of candidates, you start testing in the wet lab. And you can also apply this approach to drugs which are already on the market, which is important because that's the way to reduce these costly clinical trials. Neural networks can also partially automate drug design, and I find this very exciting. For example, neural networks can help to find molecules that dock on the folded proteins of this virus. A crisis is also an opportunity, and actually the industry is going to emerge stronger from this crisis than it was before, because the machines that they are using are going to become smarter, and they will be able to do all kinds of things that they couldn't do before. AI is for all. AI is not going to be dominated by just a few big companies. No, it's getting cheaper all the time. Every 5 years, it's getting 10 times cheaper, as I mentioned before, which means within 30 years, it's going to be 1,000,000 times cheaper. It's going to make human lives longer and healthier and happier, and it has already started doing that.